Okay, for your homework assignment, you're going to find this photo up on Blackboard, which is called Photoshop Elements Rebuild. You're also going to get this photo, which is similar, but it's different. It's a blank picture next to the original. It's Photoshop Elements Rebuild 2. So what you're going to be doing is taking these puzzle pieces from this photo and putting them in this blank space to match up with this image. So we're going to start by just any way you want to select it. You select you want. I'm just going to grab this and I'm going to be the lasso tool and I'm going to come around. Don't have to be perfect until you get around the figure. Then you want to be a little more precise. So I'm going to be a little more precise around here. Okay. So that is where I got. Let me just show you. That's what I selected. So I'm going to hit Command Copy, Command C, come over to my other document and hit Command V, paste. There it is. That's going to go roughly about here. I want to swivel this a little bit. You can see it's not quite the same. It's a little bit off. So I'm going to come in here and go to my edit, go to free transform. You can see I can, a little swivel toggle. Let's swivel a little bit. Yeah, that's about right. I'm going to stick that up in here. That's going to go roughly right there. We go back to my original document. Let's get another piece. So I'm going to grab this time and I'm going to put it on deselect. So I'm going to grab this piece right here. Be a little precise with that. Coming around here. Okay, so I'm going to take that now, hit Command Copy, go to my other document, hit Command Paste. There it is. Let's see how it's going. I'm going to try and put it in. If I put it like this, it just looks a little bit off. Doesn't quite, looks like it needs to swivel a little bit. So I'm going to swivel that as well. So it's just a little, that looks a little better. A little more. Okay. All right there. Okay. So I'm going to continue this with all the rest of these pieces until it gets to be about there. You can see I've stuck them all together. Now, once I'm at this place, I want to flatten the image. So I go to layer and flatten, which I already did. So I don't have to click it now, but because I did it already, but I want to flatten that image, flatten it so that you come over here and you only got one image, one background. Okay, now I'm going to grab my spot healing brush here and just try and get rid of some of these guys. And if you spend a lot of time on this, you can do quite a bit of healing, and you'll get rid of most of these lines. See there, just going over it, getting rid of them all. Even in here, it's never going to be perfect, but you can get close. Okay, almost there. I don't want to go too much, but I want to get at least kind of somewhat decent. Let's get rid of this in here. Okay. All right. Now, this is where it gets a little kind of tricky. I'm going to grab my rectangular marquee tool. I'm going to just pull this right down, stick right around the image. Okay, so I've just selected that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sample the background here with and I'm going to paint bucket. So there's my paint bucket. I'm gonna hit the Option key and then sample right there, boom. And then blast some color in there. And you can see there, it just kind of matches up a little bit, so it's not quite so empty and jagged looking. Now I'm gonna come over here, hit Option, select that. Pretty good. I'm gonna come down to this one. I'll do Option, click, and then Paint Bucket. Option, click, Paint Bucket. Now for this one, I want to just do a little something different. Okay, once I've done this dumping with the paint bucket, I'm gonna get my spot healing brush again and blend in those corners a little bit more. Those jagged edges. Still selected. I haven't unselected anything. Okay. All right, so then my next step is gonna be to, just in this area, I'm gonna try and clone some of her dress and put it in there. So I'm gonna get my clone tool. Make it a little bigger. Toggle on my keyboard to make it bigger. So now I'm gonna go, I wanna dump in here. So I wanna select my option. What I wanna do is I'm gonna grab right here. And I'm gonna just put that right here. Grab this area, put it right in here. Okay, so we get that a little bit. I think that's as good as you're gonna get. We don't want to go, too much because you kind of wreck the whole dress. So now we're basically right there. It's still, everything's still selected. And I'm going to grab my, let's see, where would it be? I'm gonna go up to Image, Adjustment, and I'm gonna go to Hue and Saturation, Desaturate. And we'll go back up to my image and go to Adjustment and Levels. And then I'm gonna darken it and lighten it. Okay, you can see you got pretty close to that. Probably went a little too light, but still looks pretty good. So if you can get to this point, great. If you want to keep going further and see if you can get more, it's up to you. But that's your homework. So go to it.